How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now today I'm going to be talking about a particular topic that I've experienced, and I feel like a lot of people have experienced, especially when you're new to trading and you're sort of learning and you're losing a lot, and that is burnout. Now I've had sort of quite a lot of experience with burnout, and I guess kind of wanting to quit, which is what it ends up leading into. But I feel like burnout is something that everyone will experience at some point in their trading. It's almost inevitable. I feel like I've spoken about this before in a previous video, and I think, you know, when you first get into trading, there's a lot of work involved with very little results, and for a lot of people that can be demotivating. You know, especially you end up in this sort of roller coaster of, you learn a new thing, or you learn a new strategy, or you discover ICT, and you think that's going to be sort of the changing point in your trading, and it's all going to get better from there. And then you find that you still lose and nothing seems to change or improve. And I think for everyone, that will lead to some sort of burnout. You might not fully quit, but you might, you know, sort of lay back on it a bit, slack, not look into it as much, and maybe eventually quit, who knows. But it's definitely something we all have and something that we all deal with in trading. So how do you counter that? And how did I counter that? Because as I said, you know, when I was a couple years in and I was on sort of 2-month-long losing streaks, it's very easy to want to just give up, especially when you spent that much time on it, because it kind of feels like you should be somewhere at that point and nothing's really happened. But that isn't really how trading works. So how did I sort of get out of burnout and get back into it and sort of convince myself that it isn't all for nothing and it is actually worth it, even if there aren't any results to show for it? Well, I think the first thing that I did that I found useful was think in the long run. Now, Central C says a very famous line that you can't rush greatness, and I do fully believe that. I think that trading, you have to be in it for the long run. You can't expect results in a year, 2 years, 3 years. It's going to be different for everyone. Of course, there are some people out there, you know, that will get into it and make lots of money in the first year. That's going to happen. A broken clock is right twice a day. But I think you just have to view trading as something that you might not get now, but in 5 years, 10 years, you're going to thank yourself for getting into it. Even if it's not Forex, you know, a lot of the stuff translates into other commodities and indices and even stocks or day trading. You know, if you find more success with other things, just because you've not done it in Forex, it can correlate slightly into other stuff. And so your time isn't wasted, is basically what I'm saying. But you do just have to view it as something in the long run. It's not going to make you rich now. It might not make you rich in a year, but in the long run, you could look at some good returns if you're sensible and you stick at it. So see it in the long run. Don't try and rush it, and that will definitely help with burnout. Now, the next thing that helped me was actually taking a break. So it seems a bit counterintuitive, you know, to have burnout and then to actually stop, even if you do feel burned out, because I guess there is a risk that you might quit. But sometimes having a break in trading, and I've definitely found that having a break in trading does sometimes help. It refreshes your sort of mind and almost your eyes on the chart. You start seeing things a lot more clearer. Any sort of analysis paralysis that you have sort of starts to go. And I just find that, I don't know, when I took, I think it was like a month or 2 months off that 2-month losing streak, I just found my head was so much clearer and more motivated to get back into learning. Because when you take losses like that, or you lose a lot of money, you're going to be, you know, demotivated, and you're not going to want to keep doing something. You know, that's a standard human emotion. You know, if something makes you feel crap, why would you keep around and stay around it? That just doesn't make any sense. So take some time apart from it, reassess, learn, and then come back when you feel like ready to do so. Obviously, make sure you do come back. I'm not saying take a break and then quit. If that happens, then maybe trading isn't for you, but I would definitely recommend a break. The next thing I would suggest, and something that I did also when you feel burnout, is a bit of something called introspection, which is merely just observing one's feelings. It's just a fancy word for it. But all you need to do is take a sheet of paper. It's probably better if you write it down than if you do it on like notes or something. But take a sheet of paper and just write down your reasons for and against trading in general. Like, why do you want to trade? Why is this worth doing what you're doing? And why isn't this worth what you're doing? And write everything down. You know, don't do it in one go, because you might think of something a little while later that you think, oh, that's a really good point. So do it maybe over a course of a few days, but write down reasons for and against trading and just compare. Look at why you want to trade and look at why you don't want to trade. And normally you'll find there's one side more biased than another, and then therefore you kind of know which one to choose. And I think, you know, when I did that, I saw that, yes, just like with anything, there are downsides to it, but do they really outweigh my reasons for doing it and my goals? Not really. So, you know, it's normal to have burnout, but there's no point in giving up with it, because I have all these reasons telling me why I want to do it. I'm still finding reasons to want to do it. If you're, you know, really done and really burnt out, you're pretty much going to find no reason to want to keep going, and you are just going to quit. So just, it's almost like taking your thought to court, I guess, where you just have for and against, see what, you know, is more biased than the other one, and just go that option. It'll be very clear quickly which one you prefer, and you can't really lie. You know, you're not going to write down, oh, I want to do trading because it's going to make me lots and lots of money. If you don't truly believe that or think that is even a possibility, your brain and your feelings, they're not going to let you write that down. So it's quite a good exercise to really see exactly how you feel about trading and ultimately how to get out of burnout. But let me know if you are currently feeling any sort of burnout. If you are, let me know in the comments, and I will do my best to try and give some advice. But hopefully this video helped you guys, and I will see you in the next one.